Yeah. Yeah, I hope we're live. Pine Grove News Live. Hope everyone's doing all right. 6:02 p.m. here on the East Coast. And should be live in a second. There we go. We're live. So, gonna make this very short tonight. Um, I don't know, man. I just went through a lot of stuff with work and been very disrespected. And I'm very angry that someplace I thought that I wasn't able to be anymore. Didn't think that anybody could get me angry. And they've done it. So obviously, I am still still a lot of work. That's for sure. Yeah, I need a lot of work. I mean, they took away half my pay. There's stuff going on that people get, hazard pay for working with COVID people. And because of the one day I happened to be behind lines and I was stuck in one building compared to the other building. In any case, they're getting double their pay, and I got paid that last week. And they took it away from me this week. And not only that, they took away my on-call that I'm on every third week. They took that away. I've already lost $200 from that and stand to lose more. So anyways, and I'm not included in the last meeting that they had to discuss all this. And so I just feel totally disrespected. So I don't know, maybe I'll just take the weekend and, try and get over it. Because after all, I did, it's not really, I'm grateful to have the job. I really am. Help out here. So in any case, I don't know, people. So just want to apologize ahead of time for any kind of lack of enthusiasm for this news, which, you really shouldn't have enthusiasm for it anyway. But I don't know. It's a battle, right? We're all going through these battles. We all are. Mine's different than yours, but we all hopefully end up in the same place. So with that, let's get into the news. First, we'll start here at worldometer.info and give you a coronavirus update. It's now up to 2,813,196 deaths. And there's talk out there. Let's scroll down a little bit here. There's talk out there that the second wave is out there. Where was that? Let's see. Yeah, anyways, it's out there. They are talking about, there is an article. I have no clue where the heck it is right now. But, it's the very first one. An idiot. Told you, I'm not with it tonight at all. I was actually thinking about not doing this at all tonight. I'm just wallowing in my self-pity. Yeah, I haven't been there in a long time. Didn't know I had any. Anyways. So this is from the end of American Dream. Yeah. Talk about that being so true, right? End of the American Dream. Are we going to call it? I don't think we even call it America anymore. I think we call it the U.S. Maybe we don't call it that anymore. What do we call it now? Because we're a corporation now. We're not the United States, I guess. I don't know how exactly that went. I knew how it went last week, but I kind of forgot. It's kind of difficult. hard to understand. It's one of those videos that I suggested from IntelliHub where he talks about that. So yeah, here in the end of American Dream, is the second wave of the coronavirus pandemic already here? Well, yeah, and they refer to worldometers as well, info, with the 2,800, 2,804,000, and that was the other day. It's only up, what, 9,000 from that. I don't know, maybe I'm not getting a correct update. But they noticed a big jump in the amount of coronavirus deaths. Now, and you know how that goes, right? How that's been, a lot of these deaths, have been labeled coronavirus when they were actually not. They died from something else. I mean, look at the example of the 22-week child, that was born 22 weeks, way too early. They blame that in the coronavirus. So anyways, they'll label it as much as they need to. In the meantime, we're still shut down. We're still locked down, and they got us right where they want us, doing what they tell us to do. It's just crazy. Americans, come on. Let it not be the end of the American dream. I still hold hope that, people can come to this country. A lot of people do on that premises. Well, not necessarily, past 8 years or so, or maybe 12 years. And people just come here because they know they can get free money now. But so maybe that's when it died in the American dream. Married, 1.5 kids or 2.5 kids, a dog, and a picket fence, all that. Remember that? I remember it. Maybe dating myself, but I remember it. Yeah, so they're noticing this pickup in, where were these countries? They had a few countries here. Yeah, Singapore, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Peru, India, Brazil, and Russia have noticed this uptick. So we've been talking about that second wave. And folks, this is just crazy. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm letting it all bother me with this income thing now. Because look at all the people that are not collecting incomes. I mean, that's what I need to think about over this weekend, of how many Americans are now home, don't have jobs, don't have businesses. I need to keep thinking about that, because then I know I have it really good. Yeah. So that's what I need to concentrate on. It's already starting to help. I know what they're going through. I know what it's like not to live check by check and then not have one. Even if you go sign up for unemployment, I mean, you're going to wait weeks. Some people are complaining that they're still waiting. There's a lot of wait. I've heard about the Small Business Association, that they're not getting their loans. They're applying for them, and I heard big scam going on, I believe. We're all being scammed. I'm telling you, and those people who get the $1,200 per person and then $500 per child. I mean, it's just what do you call it? Yeah, they're trying to stimulate you, but it's not the way you think. They want you to, get this money. Okay, so now let's go pay this bill, pay that bill, and then, it's all over. Again, you won't have any money, because it's just not necessary to shut the entire country down. Well, we know where it's all going, so just, we have to do a lot of praying and lift each other up and make sure that we don't, like myself, come crashing down, because of it all. Just have to keep praying. And I don't know. So I don't know why I keep listening to some things. This week's weekly volcanic activity report. Okay, there are not 40, 50 volcanoes going off right now. Well, according to this anyway, there are 15. And I know last week we did it. It went down from 17 prior week down to 14. Now we're up one more. But we have new activity and unrest reported for 4 volcanoes. So in that week, there are probably 2 other ones that stopped its awakening, I guess you can call it. But we do still have ongoing activity for 15 volcanoes, not 50. It's 15. Teen, as in, teenager. And, this is at the Watchers, and it will give you a list of where they are and where they normally are. Ring of Fire. All right, so let's move on to this. Went somewhere else tonight because the other stuff I was just tired of clicking on the same thing over and over again. But I guess I'm still doing it, but just different outlets. This is from Shift Plan. There is no empirical evidence for these lockdowns. I took it because it's so true. There's no evidence that, well, yes, it's a different strain. Yes, it does attack the, elderly people who are have health issues, and it also attacks other people with health issues. That's who it's directed towards. That's what was being concocted in that woohoo. Yeah, woohoo. Yeah, you know what I mean. Wuhan. It's just easy to say woohoo. Anyway, yeah. So, and anyways, they, because that this, all these countries, and we're still, leaning towards this third world war. I mean, they still want that too. I mean, heck, never before, ever, nor ever will be, right? Will a world be shut down with a pandemic and also in a third world war? Think about that. That could happen too. Those Iranians keep, Trump is giving the order. The next time they come buzzing one of their ships, they're allowed to open fire. He should have opened fire in the first place. In any case, and then there's all kinds of things. Iran is just, kind of like North Korea used to be. If they weren't, if the world wasn't looking at them and seeing what they're doing or whatever, then, they feel kind of left out. In any case, so where is Kim Jong? Okay, after his surgery, or went to surgery, and nobody's seen him in a while, since the 15th, I believe. But in any case, they got some guy here during the John Leonidas of Stanford made a critically important point. During the coronavirus pandemic, we are making decisions without reliable data. I mean, heck, who's that woman? I don't know her name, but she's the one that's always up there with that COVID, update every day. She even stated, I heard her, it was either a clip taken that was put on mainstream media or from somebody else, that they don't even know, that they don't have the thing, locked down yet. Even though with that put out on Wednesday, even though it said in there that they all were vaccinated. So if they don't know anything about this, and that's clearly what she said, that they don't have a handle of you know what it actually is, what the symptoms are, what it does, so on and so forth. It could have been a lie, could have been just to throw you off, whatever. And then go under a hot mic, not knowing that they were being recorded. And they're all vaccinated. And the other thing about the numbers being a hoax, and that's definitely has been proven to me anyway to be true. A lot of it's made up. I think this is all cover, even though I think it is a real virus and it is attacking these people. I mean, the flu comes out every year and attacks the elderly in these homes every year. And not just in the homes, but everywhere. And we don't shut down for that either. Y'all know about the 201 event and the scenario that they were, going to test. Supposedly it went live, and it is live. But I also think that it's a cover and to get themselves prepared for another thing that may be happening, coming soon to a theater near you. Well, not theaters, because they're closed too, right? So, really, why did they collect all those coffin liners and bury them in the ground, right? Why'd they do that? Why are they shutting down the Walmarts and under the guise of, changing the plumbing? I don't remember ever hearing that those things ever opened back up. The people got their notices, the people worked there, and then that was it. Have they been turned into FEMA camps? Well, we had a letter one time from somebody who actually wrote a letter and got it out because he was pretty much being watched on this work gang in this Walmart. Anyway, that's we can really go way off and start talking about that stuff. Because then we can get into the sounds that people hear at night, because I think that they do a lot of their tunnel digging at night and a lot of their breakthroughs. And I'm talking about they actually have these machines that break through at night and they're turning around and they're, drilling on rock. But that's another story too. I've seen them come out of a tunnel, one of these machines. Any case, and they have different machines too that some just melt the rock or whatever that is and just and it kind of smooths out the back while it's digging. I mean, it just does everything in one shot. It just I wonder where they got that technology. Remember that old space, that old Star Trek one, with the little rock creatures? You remember that? Where they used to be able to go and just dig into a mountainside and make tunnels, because they're supposedly, creatures that, I had mothers, fathers, and babies, and somewhere along the way, somebody interrupted that. These little rock creatures, yeah, they are able to bore holes in mountains, and the result of it was a clean, smooth tunnel. And tell me that they don't take these Star Treks and then apply them or tell you that's what they have to do. They have to tell you. And you don't remember until it actually happens, right? Yeah. You see Star Trek and all this sci-fi stuff. You just say, well, wow, that's pretty neat imagination. Well, maybe not so. Maybe it was technology they already had, just, haven't applied it yet. Well, Kumo's ordering investigation into nursing homes. Hard hit. Yeah, that's because that's what the virus is doing. So anyway, man, look at that tone. After brainwashing the people for decades, the mainstream media, MSM, and governments are losing control of people. Yeah, well, how long's it been now? How long has it been? My wife says it's been a month and a half. Maybe it's been longer. 2, 3 months. I don't know for sure. I thought it was in February. I started my new job, or was it January 5th? And then the coronavirus came 3 weeks after that, something like that. But anyway, people are, yeah, you can't tell people to, not the people in America, they're used to so much more. They're used to, they're creatures of comfort. You take away that stuff, under the guise of, the government's telling you to. So if you go against the government, yes, you could be jailed too. Yeah, or arrested for going into a public park during the, daytime and whatever, man. It's just crazy. And yeah, you're going to find pushback, and we've started to see that a lot of spots. And they've actually changed. They were going to start. I keep hearing Trump saying, "Yeah, we're going to start giving orders to the governors, so they can start opening up, as soon as tomorrow." But here it is, a week and a half later, and still not doing that. The fact is that we've actually been given a date here in Connecticut of not until at least May 20th. Yeah, so you're talking at least another month, okay, for this lockdown. And then they're saying it could even go as far as June. Now, that's the original assessment. That's what they told us in the beginning. And they teased us a little bit and said, well, maybe May 1st, Oh, yeah, and let me make a correction now that I remember them giving dates here. Last video, I gave a date of March 29th for this apparent nemesis and or planet Nibiru coming by and paying us a visit. Yeah, it was actually April 29th, because we already passed March 29th. I didn't realize that when I was talking, but it's April 29th. So in 5 days. 5 days, we'll still be locked down, and somebody somewhere in this world, hopefully people who have a line of sight to this phenomenon that may happen in the heavens that we're supposed to be watching. Let's get some pictures. Let's get some video. Let's get proof, okay? Instead of just talk. Instead of just, writing things and putting it on paper and say, yeah, that's fact. How can we actually prove this? Because you can actually, fake all these, pictures and headlines, and people are doing that a lot today too. Now, here's this one I wanted to show you about this fake news, okay? This was, I don't know who did this. I saw it on Facebook, I guess, somewhere. And I just read the headlines. I'm not even going to read the rest of it, but I'll leave you the link. Trump may be involved in a 1956 lemonade stand scandal. Mueller investigation finds. Yeah. Special counsel's office has discovered irregularities in tax filings for a newspaper route president had in 1958. Well, I find that very funny, because who gives a darn, right, what our president's taxes looks like? Would you normally go to your neighbor, down the street that you only seen on TV a couple times, and go tell him or her, well, let me see your tax returns? What the heck do you want to see his tax returns for? To find out that he's made a lot of money? We already know that he's made a lot of money. To find out that he used loopholes to not pay tax? Well, they all do. We all do. Even me, even though there is no loopholes for the, everyday blue-collar worker. There ain't no loopholes. You have a standard deduction, and that's it. Then you got to pay. Yeah, I still haven't filed mine because I have to pay. That double time would have gone, towards paying that. Now I can't pay it. $800 and something. Whatever. First time ever that we would have to pay. And we're still we're still below the poverty level, okay? We're still below being poor. We manage. We have a house that's paid for, thanks to my wife and her her determination in doing that. I mean, we're pretty darn lucky with that. You know, the Lord has blessed us, because if he didn't bless us, none of this would be possible. We wouldn't have a house. We'd probably still be living in some apartment, probably still be behind 3 months in rent. Yeah, that was most of our lives, fighting those things. Anyways. So yeah, it was pretty interesting, pretty funny. I didn't read the rest of it. I don't even know how much of it's in there, but yeah. They just want to blame him for everything and anything. And we're talking about the demon rats and whoever else. You know, I just want to see, I would really like to see this coming elections and just see another historical movement in America. Have that Democratic Party just eliminated. Just eliminated. And those people who are in those seats. Because they're the reasons why this country is the way it is. Why it's in its position it's in. Yeah, you know all that money, the $3 trillion, you know where that's going? It's not going to you or me. Yes, I'm sorry, we did get $2,400, $1,200 a person. In the course of decades of the constant, raping of the American people and the theft and the robbery, the murder, you think that's payment enough? Far, far from it. And those $3 trillion, they're going everywhere else. They're not even going to the SBA, the Small Business Association. Anyway, I'm trying to remember who put that video out. TrueStream, I believe. She put out a video of a phone call to the SBA about some woman who had, made an application and was inquiring of why she has not gotten any response. Any case, I've heard it's not the only place that I've heard that these SBA, the money, the loans are not the loans that were, and there are other companies. There are other companies who actually did get some money, but they've since returned them. So I don't know what's going on there, but it's never good when it comes to money and those politicians. You'd be surprised. I mean, I'd keep following everything, man, because I don't know. Sometimes I just think that we're all going to be deceived if we end up finding out that Trump may be complicit in everything. Yeah, I mean, some people actually think that he is going to be this, or is this Antichrist. Yeah, even though he states, he's God. Well, he definitely said that he's not God-fearing. He's not repentant. He's not sorry. He's not sorry for the things that he's done. He came out and said that. He believes in God, but he doesn't think that he has to repent of anything that he's done wrong. But in any case. So CDC triples the number of possible coronavirus symptoms. So yeah, just keep adding to and taking away so that we're all confused. I think we're just, we don't care about being confused anymore. We want to get out of our house. We want to go back to work and at least, well, maybe that's the reason, I don't know, my head just goes spinning around with this stuff. Maybe they're just doing this to make you feel grateful that you are a slave and you are able to eat, most of the time and pay your bills, even though they may be late and late fees and charge and incurred. And yeah, so you'll accept being raped and pillaged. Yeah, fewer than half Americans will have a paycheck in May. Fewer than half of working Americans, will have a paycheck in May. Yeah, there's a couple of things that you need to think about with this, right? Okay, so I don't know what the actual figure was for unemployment, new applications and so on, but I know it was in multiple millions. Remember, we have 1.5 370 million people here in America now. And supposedly, America is still shut down. So that's 370, and it's not going to be that number, obviously. People are still working. I'm still working, at least at the moment. So, yeah, I mean, but there's a lot of people who, I mean, there's a lot of restaurants. There's a lot of other supposedly non-essential businesses that have to shut down. And I think it should be a heck of a lot more than 22, I don't know if it was a million. Yeah, it had to be a million because we're only 370 million. Okay. Yeah, they're not going to receive paychecks. And you know what? And I've heard this said before. I mean, before I received my $1,200, I would have gladly given it to somebody who needs it. I mean, it's going to be almost impossible to do it now because it's been allocated in another direction. But yeah, I'm sure you could find somebody that is going to be hurting like that. Can't, because a lot of people are getting angry. The stores, they can't buy the food because they don't have the money. I've seen an awful lot of trucks on the road, a heck of a lot more than normal. So are they being restocked, or are other things being moved around? Are the stores being stocked? I know I still can't get tea paper in Stop and Shop here in my town. Still can't get it. And of course, don't go. There was an article, I guess somebody posted in Amazon about selling some, what does he call it? Isopropyl alcohol, that rubbing alcohol that is in the news now, that supposedly can kill the virus. Heck, they had wipes out that actually listed the coronavirus on the container before this ever happened. Okay, coronavirus is not new. The strain is. And just like the flu, there's a new strain. I hope you know that. That's just basics. So a new strain comes out every year, and sometimes multiple strains in the same year. So anyways, yeah. So anyways, it's not lost on you. I know it. So we got to worry about this thing, okay? U.S., South Korea wrap up a 5-day joint drill as uncertainty of Kim Jong-un's health lingers. Let me just state this. Are they social distancing? How? Do they have a cure for these military personnel? Because, well, I know there's probably 2 people in those planes that are on the runway. I know they're allowing people on airlines, and now they're forcing the stewardesses to wear masks, and then the stewardesses are going to their unions, and they want the passengers to wear masks. Anyway, another thing is that there was, I don't know, one couple, I don't know, tested positive on another USS warship, the USS Theodore Roosevelt. Now tell me something. How do you get the coronavirus if you're out at sea? It had to have already been there, right? And how did it get there? Knowing this for at least the past 3 months, maybe 4 months. Okay, I know some of these ships go out for quite a long time. I know submarines probably, 3 to 6 months at a time. I know with this going on, are they still allowing leave when they go into some port somewhere? And I know a lot of the ships in the Mediterranean, I don't believe that they stop well, they have to stop somewhere. They are nuclear powered, so they can go for a long time. So how do these people, how come they're not social distancing? How come a ship out in the middle of the ocean, our soldiers get test positive? I don't know, man. These are things we got to think about. And in the meantime, Iran's military chief warns its forces will destroy a U.S. warship if threatened in the Persian Gulf. Yeah, so you know something's going to happen there. Eventually, it's going to happen. It's been going on for years, and every time people they start talking like this, tensions grow ever closer each time. And I guess now they're launching satellites. Iran, just like North Korea, supposedly still having two satellites that fly over us twice a day. These people who are not supposed to have nuclear bombs, but the Iranians have been testing their rocket systems for quite a few years now and been getting better at it, and claim that they can now hit Tel Aviv. Okay, this is what we've allowed them to do, and now they're trying to shoot off satellites. Once you know what that does. That's the process to where they get to the actual rocket, where they can, and get an ICBM, an intercontinental ballistic missile. I mean, that's exactly what that is a rocket that can go a lot further. And if they're able to launch a satellite, I mean, that's the step. You're launching this thing into orbit. Anyway, so we should all know about that and everything else is going on around here. China and all the things that's going on. We're talking about repercussions or not repercussions. Yeah, well, China is going to probably have repercussions from all this. I don't know. They want to blame China for this. China is not going to, I mean, even though they're all together in it, it's kind of hard to, I know, for some to understand that they are all together. And I know it's hard to understand when you get one country who claims to be communist and another country who claims to be, free citizens, combating over that ideology and so on and so forth. Because you know that communism was created by certain people. Same people who created the Illuminati and the Masons and all that stuff. Okay, they had to have a boogeyman to have their wars, their war machine, and keep it funded. Sell military equipment and bombs and bullets and everything else to the enemy as well as to the friendlies. You know that, right? I hope you do. And this, got to be careful. This is going to be happening soon too. I mean, beast system. I don't know, every time I get in this office, I think it's because I just, chatting away here that my nose just gets stuffy and dripping at the same time. Digital currency. China, they want to test that. And this article says to be given a test drive by the U.S. companies. And that's a little bit, that's going to be a little bit more, that's going to make prophecy come true in an instant if they start doing it. That's going to be your beast system when they all get into this digital currency. Because they've already stated, and I've been told that for years, okay, even when I was a young child, okay, go wash your hands after touching that money. It's dirty, and it's always been dirty. You know how many hands that money, including coins, how many hands that passed through? How many noses that has probably been, covered on it? And who knows what. So, yeah, it is really dirty. That may even be how they transmit some of these things, man. Yeah, but they want to get rid of it now because it's, it's just a little bit more dirtier. I don't know. So get rid of it. This digital stuff is going to stop people from making that extra buck and not having the IRS come after it. I mean, I have to admit that, when I was younger, I couldn't afford to have, I had to go get a job that paid me under the table. And that's what they call it, under the table. Or they didn't take out taxes because I couldn't afford it. I mean, it's money, it's better than nothing, but anyways, you know what I mean. That's all going to all go away. They're not going to be able to do that. They're going to be able to track everything. So you can say goodbye to that. I think we should just tell them they can't have their taxes anymore. They can have some of it for some things, but that's it. I think we need to get our butts back up there and tell this government who worked for us what they can do and what they can't do. Not them telling us what we can do and can't do. And that's exactly what's come to. They've gotten so big that they think that they're untouchable now. Anyway, in the meantime, this last article here from the Watchers. Asteroid 2020 HX3 will fly by Earth today. May have already done it. I don't know. At half the distance, 0.66 lunar distance on April 24th today. Okay, so we really do need to watch the heavens for these things. If you can get your clear skies, with all this chem spraying and this poisoning of everyone, and the sterilization of humankind, at least the slave class, which is about what, 99% of us? Well, at least they're telling you about this one beforehand. I don't know why, because they normally tell you after they pass by, because they will not tell you that it's coming. Just like this whole cover thing that's got us under a blanket right now, mainly. I mean, it's pretty bad. I don't know what they've been told to where you got to go arrest somebody for sitting on a park bench or going to a public park or doing stupid things like that. It's just insanity. It is. It's total insanity, man. You can't have a freaking lemonade stand anymore. You can't. You can't sell flowers on the side of the road. I saw some woman be attacked by a California cop because she was selling flowers on the side of the road. You need money. You need money. If people are going to buy it, leave it hell alone. Not causing anybody trouble. I mean, this is the crazy insanity that is everywhere now. Not just here in the United States now. It's everywhere. It's been in other countries for a long time, but it's here now. It's here to stay. This is most unfortunate. Most unfortunate. So, anyway. With that, yeah, God bless Quest Driver. I'm going to leave it at that. Get the heck out of here. I've already talked more than my 15 minutes. I hope they don't come out and turn off my water. Yeah, you hear all these crazy rules that are coming out of California? I mean, I have somebody who calls me from California every day. And that's all I get is the crazy, weird insanity that comes from, those lawmakers out there. And obviously the lawmakers don't follow the laws that they make. I mean, they're going to go down there and start shutting off people's water. They're going to shut off the people's water who live on the beach or have houses or rentals on the beach. To prevent these people from going to the beach, they're going to shut off their water. This is the insanity, man. It's impossible to keep everybody undercover. Now, they can create something else. They can create something else that will actually kill a lot of people and be so much in fear that they will not come out of their houses. Remember Japan, when they were talking about the Olympics, I don't know if you remember this, but they said that they were going to launch these rockets with these miniature satellites that will come down at their, beckoning them to, and look like meteors, but with colors. Each one will be a different color. So they can actually create stuff like this, a false meteor shower and then just blow something up. I mean, our government, the military, and, whatever, the deep state, they have weapons that we will never understand until they use them, or understand that they have until they use something in the sky. Look at all the cities that people see in the clouds in China. I mean, they're perfecting it. So, anyways, seek the truth in everything and keep looking up, everyone. God bless you, and pray for everyone. We all need it. It's just insanity out there. It's just crazy. And all I do is just shake my head almost all day long now. It's just, it's gone. We've all de-evolved. Most the ones who are not, or who do not have their ears open and their eyes open. And unfortunately, it's a remnant, right? It's a remnant. It's not very many that are going to have their eyes open and ears open and will be able to hear the truth. God bless everyone. Peace out, man.